Hey guys, Kaiti Vibes here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I have lately been talking about wanting to get back to the old content that I used to do, a lot of which was like reviewing movies and just talking about like really crazy news and just things going on in the world, especially in Arizona. And I had a lot of fun doing them. Those videos got thousands of views, and I do know why I stopped. I don't know why I was even going to say that. My life just plummeted, so that was probably why. As for why I never got back into them when I started doing videos again, I really don't know. I guess I just got really big into like the toy collecting community, and I really love the community and the people and just the atmosphere overall. Like, it's just such a supportive and positive atmosphere. For the most part, there are of course always the bad seeds in everything, but for the most part the community is just absolutely amazing. I've gone through a lot of stuff the past couple of years, and I've talked about some of it to some extent, and it was always just instant positive comments, people saying, you know, I'm glad you're back, or I missed you while you were gone, and just things like that, just like little things that it means something. It is really greatly appreciated, and I know other people have talked about this as well, that the community is just really supportive, and I love that so freaking much that I just dove into toys. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Obviously, I just set up this new thing behind me, this new display behind me. I've worked on my display shelf over there and over there, which you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay. And I've made it so there is a lot more room so that I can start putting more stuff, and I have a long way to go. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to suck it up and style every single pony that I have on display. Like, I am not exaggerating. Every single one, even the Monster High dolls. I can get my Monster High dolls out. I can't talk. It's gonna be a long freaking day, but it's gonna be so totally worth it. And then I'm of course gonna work on putting out more and more over time, of course. So I'm really excited about all that. I'm excited for the toy content. I'm excited for the toy community. In a couple of weeks, there is a course that I found. It's like $10 or $15, something like that. And it's lessons on how to use the new Adobe Photoshop that I got. It's Photoshop CS5, I believe. A couple years ago, it was like the number one photo editing at that time. I'm sure they've come out with a new one since then, but it's still a really great source to make videos, and it is so complicated. It is nothing like the video editing software that I used to use, which was just so simple, so to the point. There was some things you could do, but there wasn't like a massive amount of things you could do. This one, oh my god, it's like endless options, right? And it's just so complicated. So I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna take a course because I'm admitting defeat. I'm doing it. I'm admitting defeat, which is crazy for me to say, but I am, because this shit is hard, okay? So I'm gonna take a course. I'm gonna start editing my videos, which means I can start doing commentary stuff again. I actually had someone recently asked here on YouTube in a comment asking what the link to my other channel is. I originally put it in the description of the videos, and then for some reason took it out. Don't know why. So thank you to that person for bringing that to my attention. I will start linking the other YouTube account in the description. So if you guys could follow that, I would greatly appreciate it. I tried to post a video on there and it just like flopped because I'm not in the algorithm. I have no followers, no views, nothing. So I'm just not in the algorithm on that account. So I posted the video here, and I think got like over 100 views within like 24 hours or something. So it just showed the difference to me. So I think I'm going to start the commentary stuff here. I'm going to start my old style of videos here, and then eventually I'll move it to that new channel once I get those subscribers, and I'll kind of post like vlog stuff to get the views and get everything going. So if you could follow that new account, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're into these kind of videos, I'm again doing movie reviews. I'm going to do reviews on restaurants and stuff like that. I want to do like just commentary stuff on like really crazy stuff going on in the world and stuff like this, which, as you can tell by the title, is stuff about Kansas City, as in the football team. Now I know you're probably like, we are toy people, we are not football people. I do know though, there's a few of you on here that do watch the football games, because I've seen some of you post football content in toy form and talk about your teams and your team's wins and losses and all that stuff. So I do know there's some of you out there that enjoy both the toy community and the football community. So I'm gonna bring that kind of together. And also, I'm not only gonna talk about the game itself today, where Kansas City kicked the Bears' ass in a pretty fundamental and absolutely awful way for the Bears, but I'm also going to talk about a bit of a love story at the end, where yes, I'm totally going to criticize it because, oh boy. All right, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. How about we first get into Kansas City, the team itself? Here we go. Look, I got a Kansas City hat. It's not mine. It's actually my boyfriend's. That's why it's so freaking massive on my head. So it may fall over my eyes any moment now. Kansas City is actually my boyfriend's team, but I'm going to show support to him because number one, they're doing so damn good at the current moment, and number two, I have to hear about Kansas City all the damn time, so I might as well learn a little bit about them, right? And three, again, there's some juicy stuff going on with one of the Kansas City players, so there's that too. Anyways, Kansas City. You would think that Kansas City plays for the state of Kansas. No, that is actually not the case. Kansas City is actually in Missouri. Don't know why. Then again, we also have two cities named Paris in the United States. At least two that I know. And one of them is in Texas, and the other one is, I have no freaking idea where. But I didn't even know there was a city called Paris, and I found out there was two cities named Paris. It's just confusing and weird. Don't copy names. There's like millions of words. You can literally make up a word for a city. Anyways, why is Kansas City called Kansas City in Missouri? The reason being because the Kansas River and the Missouri River meet at that particular area or nearby, and it creates a natural state line. There you go. That is why Missouri has something called Kansas City. All right, so not only that, what we are really going to talk about, the Indian symbol and the controversy. I don't know if you've heard about this, but well, there was a bit of an upset because supposedly Kansas City Chiefs, that's what their full name is the Kansas City Chiefs, apparently they are this hat's not going to stay up, is it? I don't think so. Okay, I already have a hat here and I had it on for like 5 seconds for a bit. Totally worth it. Anyways, supposedly the Kansas City Chiefs are racist because their name is Kansas City Chiefs. So how did they get the name the Chiefs? It actually doesn't have any racist origins in any way, shape, or form. Shocking, right? So in 1960 and 1962, they were actually called the Dallas Texans. Their symbol was actually a cowboy running with a gun held up in the air over an outline of the city of Texas. However, somebody named Roe Bartle, am I saying it right? I'm so looking for it. Yeah, Roe Bartle. Nailed it. Anyway, somebody named Roe Bartle was key in moving the team from Texas over to Missouri. So from 1963 to 1971, their symbol was very similar actually to their original symbol, but instead of a cowboy running with a gun in the air with the Texas outline in the background, it was actually an Indian. Oh God, ugh, I'm always saying things with grammar incorrect. Ugh, gives me chills. Anyways, an Indian running with a tomahawk over a state outline of Arkansas, Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Nebraska combined. Yes, I'm looking down at the script because dear God, I can't memorize all this. Bear with me. All right, 1963 to 1971, 1972 to now, I should say, because now I'm just repeating myself. Deja vu. Anyways, from 1972 to now, the symbol was then changed yet again. However, this time it is now an arrowhead with KC written inside, which I'm sure all of you have seen. If you are in any way, shape, or form in the football world, you know what their symbol is. However, they have, from time to time, used an Indian with a headdress, so an Indian chief. But how did they get the name the Chiefs? It's because Roe Bartle was actually a Boy Scout executive for many, many years and was looked up to by many people, including many young boys. And his nickname in that was the Chief. Not only that, he also was in a program called the MIC-OSE or Mike-OSE program. I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to pronounce that. And basically it was a Boy Scout program and he was inducted into a local tribe. I'm probably going to butcher their name, so please don't hate me for this. But the Arapaho tribe, I believe is what the name is. And he was inducted into their tribe and given the name Chief Lone Bear. So in no way, shape, or form was this meant to put the Native American culture down. It wasn't meant in any way, shape, or form to be negative or rude or mocking, which I'm going to get into the word mocking because, oh my God, they use the word mocking so freaking much. I'm talking about the people protesting the team. Point is, it wasn't meant in a rude way at all. In fact, Roe was actually going to keep the name Dallas Texans despite being in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, which is so freaking confusing. Dallas, Texas, Kansas, Missouri. It's just too much. So yeah, I'm glad they named them the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just so much easier, even though it still says Kansas. That bothers me. But anyways, controversy time. All right, so for the controversy, what is the problem? The Florida Indigenous Rights and Environmental Equity Program group. guess it's a group. Basically, their name in short is FIRE. F-I-R-E-E. So I'm going to call them FIRE from now on because Florida Indigenous Rights and Environmental Equity Group is a freaking mouthful. Okay, so at Super Bowl LV, which is the Roman numeral, nailed it. That would be year 55, which is in the year 2020. So basically, FIRE protested the team and the name, mostly it's the name, but the team as a whole, outside of the Super Bowl stadium. The quote was that they were being dishonorable and disrespectful. The claim was that the fans were wearing war paint, holding fake tomahawks, they were wearing headdresses. Basically, they were representing their team. And I'm doing this in quotes, FIRE, or a person or spokesperson for FIRE, claimed they were mocking Indian culture. I've got a problem with the word mocking there because, well, it just doesn't fit the definition of mocking. Let's get into that. Mocking. I really hope this doesn't upload backwards. I surely never paid attention to that. I need to watch it. If it's backwards, this whole bit was for nothing and I greatly apologize. But anyways, class time. The definition of mocking. Pointer. I think this is a puffin. Pointer. The definition of mocking. See this? Mocking. Making fun of someone. I added or something. Technically, it just says of someone. In a cruel way. Mocking. Making fun of someone in a cruel way. So, supposedly, the team and its fans are mocking the Native American culture by making fun of them in a cruel way by supporting their team colors, and things associated with the team in general, the headdress, the tomahawk, etc. Also, war paint. Oh boy. Okay, so the examples for war paint are people painting their face like half red and half white, which are the team colors. Hence this. That would mean every team that has fans painting themselves. You know, you get that like super iconic like scene in movies where it's a bunch of like really stupid men at a game and they're like totally body painted their team colors. That would mean they're mocking their team in all those situations. The Eagles, that's my team, for example. Green and white, I guess you would say, are the team colors. So that means everybody painting their face green or green and white for the Eagles is mocking the Eagles. Or what? Mocking the animal, the eagle? It just doesn't make sense. Supporting your team is not mocking anything. It's, again, supporting the team. Which it's not mocking. That's my problem. So, where is it? All right, there we go. Pay attention to that. Fire. So, the group, FIRE. Somebody or a spokesperson for FIRE said, if you're not going to honor us, don't use the arrowhead, as well as you're mocking our people. The arrowhead, not exclusively a Native American thing. The arrowhead has been used for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably, let's just say thousands. Let's stay with thousands. Thousands of years. People all over the world have used arrowheads for various different reasons. It is not in any way, shape, or form solely a Native American thing. So to say you can't use an arrowhead because you're just honoring the Native American culture, it just doesn't make sense. At this point, you're literally grasping for straws. So don't do that. Also, one second. I popped up. No, I didn't. Okay, so another thing that was said was when you make indigenous people into a mascot, it's extremely dehumanizing, especially for children. How? As long as you are not being rude, talking badly, making things up, especially things that are like really rude, for example, or cruel, cruel. Yeah, unless you're doing that, I don't see a problem in representing a team in a way that makes sense for that team or for the name. Now, I do understand Rode Bartle, not a Native American. However, he was inducted into a Native American tribe, and I know still doesn't make him Native American. However, his name is a name of positivity. He was a positive example for many people, and he did a lot of really good, positive things for other people, for Boy Scouts as a whole, and for this tribe through this program. So it never was cruel. It just doesn't make sense. And again, it doesn't fit the definition of mocking. I'm going to stand on that one for quite some time, so bear with me on that. Now, that was in 2020. In 2023, Kansas City Indian Center and Not in Our Honor Coalition came up with a billboard near the stadium that read, "Change the name and stop the chop." Now, I got a problem with this. Let me show you. Tweet to Pelican is back. Pelican? Puffin. Close enough. Change the name and stop the chop. I'm calling myself a grammar Nazi. I am. I'm a grammar Nazi. It's okay. Why? Okay, this makes sense. This should be capitalized. This. Why is it capitalized? And maybe, but you have the word and. So this isn't a new sentence. There's no period. It's a continued sentence. We got this and this capitalized, and it just, I don't like it. Yep, grammar Nazi. And yep, probably we're gonna say that I'm dishonoring and mocking the Nazis by calling somebody a grammar Nazi. I swear there's probably out there that say that's actually mocking the Nazis, and that's, yeah, no, definitely not. All right, back to facts. I don't know why I did that. Look, so my whole point, they're not speaking badly on the Native Americans and the Native American culture. They are in no way mocking them. Now, I'm not going to say you don't have those people that are mocking without realizing it, doing the whole, you know, this Indian thing that I'm not going to do and I only half did, so don't. But yeah, I'm sure there are always bad seeds, as I mentioned before. It's just, it happens. But that doesn't mean that overall every fan is mocking the Native American culture. Yes, you have some. Of course you have some. Saying that a person that is not Native American can't wear a headdress, I get where they're coming from. A headdress for Native Americans, I mean, it's a thing of honor. It's something that that person, that Native American, had to earn. It's not something that they are just given automatically. They earn it. It's a respect thing. It's an honor thing. I totally get that 100%. But you have children that dresses Native Americans for Halloween, that dresses Indians, and you have kids that play cowboys and Indians, you know, like all this stuff. And I know there are actually people out there, I can't believe I'm saying this, there are people out there that get mad at children and at the parents of children for allowing their kids to dress as Indians or to dress as Pocahontas and all this stuff. And that's just crazy to me, because again, it's not meant in a mocking way. And as long as they aren't spreading false information, I don't see the problem in it, personally. I think we live in a sensitive world with sensitive people. It just is what it is. The more that social media grows and the more that it consumes us, the more that we are unfortunately chronically online. And with that comes a lot of sensitivity, because people can say and do whatever they want online at this point, and that's awful. I'm not all for that. I love social media. I'm on social media, of course, but I do think that it has caused a lot of sensitivity issues for people, and you get a lot of people that get really worked up over things that before they wouldn't get worked up over. Maybe because they didn't have an audience that would support them in being so worked up. They didn't have an audience that agreed with them, and they didn't have a platform to scream their sensitive issues, you know? Whatever the reason may be. So I wanted to point out also, in 2021, PepsiCo bought what I think everybody should know, which is Aunt Jemima. It was a syrup, and they changed her to Pearl. That's her new name, because Aunt Jemima was racist and came from racist origins. So we had to change a syrup. What? Okay. I don't got anything. We literally were upset about a syrup. Like, okay. But even worse than that, I think a lot of you probably remember the controversy with Dr. Seuss, where some people still just absolutely hate the guy. It's not even a real guy, and they hate him. But they hate the author is really what I'm getting at. So Dr. Seuss became a huge topic not too long ago. 6 of his books were banned. You can now no longer sell them on certain platforms, including eBay, which will literally delete your posting if you try to sell one of these books. Also, in case you didn't know, if you have one of the books, I'll gladly take them because they're worth a lot of money. Yeah, so you can actually sell those books now to certain people because they're considered collector's items, because they will never, ever be published ever again because they're racist, supposedly. How so? For example, there was one illustration, and it was a man from an Asian country, most likely China, and he was eating with chopsticks. You're probably wondering where this goes, because it's a man eating with a utensil that is commonly used in this country, right? And below it said, Chinese man who eats with sticks. Chopsticks. It's just abbreviating the word chopsticks and taking out the word chop, which is funny. Stop the chopstick. All right, it is. No correlation there, probably, unless there is. Anyways, whole point. People got mad that there was a man from China using chopsticks. That was a problem. Do you know how many pairs of chopsticks I own? I love eating Asian food with chopsticks. If it is a traditional Chinese Asian dish, a lot of times I'll use chopsticks because that's how you're supposed to eat it. You're supposed to eat bit by bit and not just do total like spoonfuls or forkfuls or whatever. And there's reasons for the chopsticks. So are you racist if you're a white person using chopsticks? Because that's kind of what it's getting at with the books. That's crazy. So we're basically saying that every restaurant in any country that is not an Asian country that traditionally uses chopsticks, America, UK, all that kind of stuff, apparently they're all racist and they shouldn't be allowed to use chopsticks. That's just wrong. Another example of what people got upset about. So there was a bit about going to an African island to get a bird. I didn't look too much into it, but that's the gist of it, right? And the illustration was of a tribesman with a ring in his nose. Something that I think a lot of people know about African culture, African tribes, indigenous tribes to many parts of the world is there are tribes that put those gold rings on their neck, they put gold rings in their ears, their lips, their nose, everything, right? There are, depending on the region and the tribe and all that kind of stuff. So him illustrating that is in no way, shape, or form mocking. It's not racist. It just is what it is. There are African tribes that do put large gold rings in their nose. And yet that was considered insensitive, even though that's just what it was. Like, it just blows my mind. There have to be thousands, if not millions, of books out there that show Chinese people eating with chopsticks. There have got to be millions of books out there that have drawings of Africans with rings in their noses or a ring in their lip or a ring on their neck or whatever it may be. So it's just crazy. That's what it comes down to. But anyways, before we get into some of the facts of the game, some awesome highlights of the game, I guess, really quickly want to say we're going to turn this into a love story at the end. Yes, I've already mentioned that before, but yeah, we're gonna talk about a love story at the end, and it's oh boy, I'm wishing him luck already. Anyways, let's get into some game highlights. Now we're back on the KC train. Point of everything was just that I see nothing wrong with them being called the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't often use the Indian with the headdress anymore. So basically they're pretty much just exclusively using the arrowhead with KC inside of it. So I don't see the issue. You might disagree. If you do, it is what it is. That's your opinion. My opinion. La-di-da-di-da. So anyways, game highlights. So on September 24th, the Kansas City Chiefs played the Chicago Bears. I'm sure the Chicago Bears are not happy about that because it didn't go so well for them. In the end, the winner obviously was Kansas City, and the score at the very end of the game was 41-10. Ouch. That has to hurt a little bit. At the third quarter, so almost the end of the game, it was at the third quarter 34-0. at the third quarter. So for those of you who don't know anything about football, you get 4 quarters per game. The quarters last 15 minutes. And after that, you can obviously go into overtime. So if there's a tie at the end of the game, you'll go into overtime. Each overtime segment is 10 minutes. And then it just goes on until somebody gets a leading point, and that's the winner. So there's that. Otherwise, the game is 2 hours long, not counting all the stops in between, and you got the shows and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Anyways, yeah, third quarter, so right before the last quarter, it was 34-0. That's crazy. That's seriously insane. I feel so bad for him. That's horrible. Can we talk about something good the Bears did? Yeah, let's give the Bears some highlights, should we? So basically, in the fourth quarter at 13 minutes and 34 seconds, pretty much right at the start of the fourth quarter, the Bears got their first point. Holy shit, at the end of the game, with literally 13 and a half minutes to go. They got their first point, and that was for reception. Nope. I screwed that up. Cairo Santos. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Cairo Santos got a 21-yard kick. That was their first point in the fourth quarter. So there's that. Also, Bears DJ Moore got points for reception with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. That's in the fourth quarter. We're talking about Kansas City because they're a little bit easier to talk about with highlights at the moment. Jerick McKinnon had an impressive counter sweep for a quick 6 points. And I have no idea what that means. Like, not even exact. I genuinely don't know what that means. It was just the first thing my boyfriend said when I asked for highlights for the game. He literally said, Jerick McKinnon got an impressive counter sweep for your quick 6 points. Nope. Wrote it down word for word because not a clue. I know about football very little, not gonna lie. And that went over my head. Apparently something about a touchdown and a field goal kick, I think. At least I know there was a touchdown. There's that. That's good. Yeah. Wait, Jerick McKinnon did something else. So in the first quarter with 6 minutes and 51 seconds to go, the first touchdown was scored by Jerick McKinnon. And then in the second quarter, with just 1 minute and 51 seconds left, there was a field goal by Harrison Butker and Butker? I don't know how to pronounce his last name. B-U-T-K-E-R? Butker? It's a weird last name. Anyways, despite that, he's a millionaire. Don't think he gives a shit. Yeah, he did a 41-yard kick, which is actually quite impressive. So there's that. There are highlights. Didn't I do a great job? No? Okay, that's good. But I promised a love story. Yes, a wonderful love story. So, Kansas City's Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift. Oh God, that's good, I guess, for him. At the moment, it's gonna suck later. I think we all know he's gonna have a song written about him because that's what Taylor Swift does. She writes songs about every single one of her exes. Like, a lot of them. It's kind of crazy. So, I guess Travis has something to look forward to. He will someday have a song about him. So, good job. Good job, Travis. Actually, somebody on Reddit broke it down in like a lot of math. And it was both impressive and quite sad that that's what they spent their time on. But hey, to each their own. And let's get into those numbers. I know you guys are thinking numbers. Oh dear God, I don't want to hear math. Don't worry. It's broken down in the most impressive and sad way imaginable. So here's that. So somebody on Reddit named Eccentric Ninja, ECC for eccentric, in case you want to give kudos to this person for their hard work, because I'm using their work. I want to make that abundantly clear. I didn't do this. Number one, because I think Eccentric Ninja deserves credit for the work they did, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm claiming to do this. And also because there is no way in hell I'm going to spend my time doing this. So I want to make that abundantly clear as well. All right, so 29 heartbreak songs. There are, now these are including someone, wanting someone and wanting love but not getting a love. But in total, 29 heartbreak songs. This is out of 96 songs performed. However, you gotta subtract 2 songs because they were live renditions. What that means is she's singing a song she recorded but live instead. Just gives it a different feel, different sound. Also subtracting 4 covers, which are basically another artist singing another artist's song. So not her songs, not her writing. 3 of them were Christmas covers. Could have just put that under covers in general. 4 were accompaniments, meaning she didn't write the song, she was just on somebody else's song. So that's a total of 83 songs written. All right. Now we got 15 confirmed boyfriends, supposedly, 5 of which were just interests. We're going to say 20 men total. I don't know why I put up 2. That's number 2. 20. Here we go. Gotcha. All right. So we're going to take 29 songs, supposedly, according to Eccentric Ninja. 29 songs divided by 20 guys. That's 1.5 songs per guy. All right. 29 heartbreak songs divided by 83 songs. That's 34.93% of her songs are about men betraying her or hurting her in some way. That's good. Now, assuming she started dating at 15 years of age, by the way, again, I did not do this. This was done by Eccentric Ninja. I'm just repeating facts, okay? Now, at the time of this post, this was 9 years ago, so she was 24 at the time. That means she'd been dating for about 9 years. So they took 15 guys. 15? Where did we get 15? I thought we had 20 men. All right, fine. Guess we're just at 15 truly dated men. So 15 men dated divided by 9 years, that's 1.666. There's a joke there. Come on, 666. She's obviously, or she at least sold her soul to the devil. Come on now. So that's 1.666 boyfriends per year. That's 1 boyfriend every 7.2 months. Travis, not looking good for you, buddy. In fact, her longest relationship was 6 years. So, good luck, Travis. And now we got 36 singles. 16 singles are on heartbreaks. That's 16 divided by 36. So 16 singles divided by 36. Wait, no, 16 songs on heartbreak divided by 36 singles is 44.4% of her singles are about heartbreak. Almost half. She sings a lot about heartbreak. In fact, when I was Googling all of this, so I Googled, well, what did I try to Google? Let's see, I wrote it down somewhere. I'm doing good, aren't I? Basically wrote or asked how many songs Taylor Swift had made about her exes. And the top thing Google suggested was, does Taylor Swift only write about her exes? That's how well known she is for writing about her boyfriends betraying her. Which is funny, because from what a lot of people say, it's not her boyfriends betraying her. But, you know, it's all that. Anyways, I just basically wanted to say good luck, Travis. Because you sure as hell need it. Also, Taylor Swift was spotted at the KC game. She was in the family suite for the game, sitting with Travis's mother, Donna, and was cheering him on. She looked really happy. I was looking at pictures of it. She seriously seemed super stoked, super excited. She was definitely cheering him on, cheering on the team. She was wearing the team jacket. She just seemed like she was really into it and everything. So I think that's cool. I think it's really awesome. She's supporting her boyfriend and being there for him and all that kind of stuff. But I'm still saying good luck, Travis. So can't wait to hear his song. And maybe I'll make a video about it if I remember this. I probably will never remember all this information. I'll probably never know when they break up because I just don't care. So if I do though, I'll definitely let you know what song it is. Alright guys, that was it. I told you it was going to be a really weird, different video. If you're a Kansas City fan, guess you're happy because holy shit, they whooped the Bears. That is such a insane win, honestly. It's pretty bad. 41-10 is embarrassing. Sorry if you're a Bears fan, you probably aren't doing so well right now, especially if you bet on the Bears. Yeah, that sucks. God, that sucks. Alright, that's it. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment something. It all means so much to me and it helps me out in the algorithm. I noticed I got a few more subscribers, so I want to say hello and thank you to those new subscribers. Y'all are awesome. Also realized I was supposed to post this today and I accidentally started uploading another video. So if you saw that I had a video and it has views, which I'm assuming it probably has a few right now, I'm going to delete it and then re-upload it another day. So I do apologize. You'll see that video another day if you didn't catch it. Anyways, that's it. Check out the links in the description below. I will be sure to include my new channel down there as well so that you guys can start following that one. And that's about it. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching and as always, have a good one. I think we all saw what I grabbed, so bye!